Aaron?
Yeah?
What do you think you would miss most about the internet?
I think, probably like YouTube and like cool math.
Yeah, no, dude, I'd miss a lot of stuff too, like Pornhub, Xvideos, Xhamster, Xtube, RedTube, Pornhub Premium, Hentai.com. As the clock neared midnight on December 31st, 1999, people across the globe held their breath.
Were they underwater or something?
No, Aaron, they were not underwater.
Then why were they holding their breath?
We'll find out.
They were having a big old pool party. And they said, hey guys, let's go underwater before the new year hits so we can be birthed into the new year.
Dude,
like
that sounds like a white people thing, I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, there's one black guy. So you're wrong. I was there.
On a night where some would be celebrating, others anxiously awaited the next millennium, wondering if their fears would come true. This fear came to be known as the Y2K scare, millennium bug, or simply Y2K.
More like year 3000, the Jonas Brothers song, which, in it they state, not much has changed, but we live underwater. And that is why they were holding their breath.
The Y2K scare was the fear that computers would cease to function at the turn of the century. This was due to the way that dates were coded in computers. To save space, they used 2-digit year codes and dates. These codes were implemented in the 1960s and 70s and did not take into account how the computers would interpret values past 99.
Okay, so back in the 60s and 70s,
yeah,
computers were like the toppest, like the future technology. Like the people using computers were like the super scientists.
Yeah.
You telling me the smartest minds of that generation didn't think far ahead enough to think about 100?
Well, because what if it was like planned obsolescence or whatever you want to call it, where they're like, okay, listen, we have like this big shitty computer and it takes up a whole room because it's the 1960s, but in a couple years it'll be like a laptop. I mean, they probably didn't know it was going to be a laptop, but they're like, it's okay, whatever, people aren't going to use this big fucking brick pizza oven in the room to do computing forever. Aaron, this led to the year 2000 problem.
Ooh. There's a lot of problems in the year 2000.
President Bush.
Cortez was born. That was the year 2000 problem.
As the date got closer to 2000, programmers realized that computers would either recognize the zeros in the date as 1900 or break entirely. Year-based equations like 89 minus 88 equals 1 become 00 minus 88 equals negative 88. People began to worry and developed dozens of theories on what could go wrong once the clock struck midnight.
We've got so many theories. Dozens of theories!
It's like 12. If you want to get crazy, baker's dozen. Fuck with us.
We ain't talking 12, we're talking 13.
That's one.
Multiples of 13. This is dozens.
With an
multiples
S.
of 13.
That's plurals.
We talking plural, son.
Among the more realistic worries, records of scheduled appointments and flights could be lost, traffic lights and elevators could temporarily malfunction, and interest rates at banks could be calculated incorrectly. But some took these worries to the extreme. They feared that planes would lose their data mid-flight, pacemakers would break and kill people on the spot, elevators would drop, federal prison doors would automatically open, and even that nuclear missiles would accidentally launch.
This is just implying a lot. Like what? Like plane's computer turns off and it's just it's flying and then it stops. Bam.
Yeah.
Like
why does the date matter that
right.
much? Like my question is if you had a pacemaker, you're like, what time is it? Oh fuck, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Why does that matter?
Is it Bluetooth connected to your fucking watch? I don't understand. I don't And then the nukes. What? You think it's just on a countdown? 5, 4. Fuck! What year is it? Go!
But the one concern looming over everybody's head: a worldwide computer crash at the stroke of midnight.
Stroke.
To ease unrest and prepare for the worst, many actions were taken. One of the most notable was in October in 1998 when Clinton signed the Year 2000 Information and Readiness Disclosure Act.
It urged all people to get a secretary and find the nearest desk.
Didn't have sexual relations with that woman.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Right, Bill Clinton?
Right, Bill? I know you're watching.
The glove doesn't fit. You must have quit.
That's the wrong guy.
It's similar amount of...
The American Red Cross website encouraged readers to prepare for Y2K as they would for a catastrophic storm, stocking food, medical supplies, extra money, a full tank of petrol, and plenty of clothes.
It's a little ironic that they're doing this through a website, isn't it?
Because it won't be up by the time, like, shit hits the fan.
Uh-huh.
It's like, the Y2K happens, you're like, oh fuck, what do? I don't have any newspapers. Let me go to the website.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh no, our computers aren't gonna work. We gotta prepare for it. Let's use our computer. Let's build that dependency so when...
Meanwhile, your modem's on fire or whatever. You're fucked. In the decade leading up to the new millennium, billions of tax dollars were spent trying to both prepare for and prevent the Y2K bug. Media coverage of the event did nothing to ease tension. The dramatic headlines such as Time magazine's "The End of the World" on its January 1999 cover.
Was it really the end of the world? Was it? I don't know. Let's see. In the graceful year, the year of our Lord, 2019. Was it the end of the world, Time?
No.
No?
No.
You sure?
I think...
Checking in.
No.
Okay. What time?
Many took drastic measures of preparation, with enrollment rates of wilderness survival boot camps growing rapidly and emergency supply sales becoming more common. If your computer crashes, are you just gonna go fucking live in the woods?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do that anyways.
You just out?
Yeah, but I'm gonna live stream it.
You're
Yeah.
So were all of these precautions worth it? Did this terrible glitch destroy every computer across the globe? With each second that passed on New Year's Eve of 1999, tensions grew. Business owners that relied entirely on computers hoped and prayed. Programmers that had worked tirelessly for months held their breath, and nothing happened.
Woo! Yeah!
We're free!
We're alive! Computers are alive.
Computers are a lie.
This one's to end racism!
Nothing terrible anyway. Worldwide, a few flights were delayed and some ticket machines briefly broke. There were also a few reports of broken card swipe machines, but those too resumed shortly. Several websites noted the date as January 1st, 19100, confusing customers at the worst.
That's just silly. That's
so
not
silly.
19100.
They went back to the year 00 with all the cavemen, the funny little cavemen.
Stupid. That's in the future.
What?
We're not there yet. 19100.
The sun's gonna burn out by then, so who gives a shit?
Stupid. That's silly. You fucking do.
Y'all are just a bunch of fucking idiots. The most dramatic happening was a failure in radiation equipment at a nuclear energy facility in Japan, but backups were in place and officials assured the public that there was no threat.
I mean, at least it happened in Japan. I mean, you know, if anyone's gonna be exposed to nuclear radiation, they've probably got the most tolerance built up already, so.
This was 1999. That was like a different time. People were furious. They had been preparing for a total disaster, but instead received a day like no other.
What, do they want a disaster?
They're like, oh, fuck, dude, I
Like,
still have to
God
go to work today because the
damn.
bombs didn't go off.
I really
bitch.
wanted planes to drop out of the sky.
I thought it would have been funny to see a plane just...
If it lands on your neighbor's house?
Dinkelberg.
Dinkelberg!
Did the programmers successfully prevent the Y2K apocalypse? Or was there never even an apocalypse to prevent in the first place? It is unlikely that we will ever truly know the answer to that question.
I think I know the answer.
What's the answer, Aaron?
I think there's never an apocalypse because the programmers didn't prevent shit.
They didn't do fucking anything.
The year was still 19100.
They didn't reprogram the calendars from what I hear, like
Stuff
everything...
still stopped.
Stupid.
My pacemaker fucking stopped. I was there. I was the pacemaker. Not much has changed, but they live underwater. And your great-great-great-granddaughter is doing fine. One thing, I don't know why. Doesn't even matter how hard you try.